Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Silly. Actually, I did see you because you can't hide from me. I'm being weird. I don't care. Um, Sun's going down. It's still relatively nice out here. I'm going to film another one of these outdoors because I don't really want to be inside right now. Kind of in that trapped rat feeling where all I want to do is drive fast enough so that the sun doesn't set. And yeah, there's a lot of reasons why that doesn't work. So instead, I'm gonna eat some noodles outside after last week's pumpkin spice ramen. I really wanted to try something today that I have a chance of actually enjoying. So today we're gonna be going with some Nongshim big bowl tempura udon flavor noodle soup. So it's noodle soup flavor. Udon is a noodle. Anyway, so I'm gonna give those just a minute more. Udon was not my favorite. Back even when I went to Japan, I far preferred ramen because a lot of udon can get very doughy and soft. Sorry, there's a female cardinal right there. Are you a female cardinal? Yeah. Okay. But otherwise, I was not crazy about udon. And then, again, having it in Japan, having the actual item is, it's not even the same thing. All this instant stuff that I'm eating, that's not really the real dish. So then I also started watching videos. I'll post in the description the link to this guy's channel. He is a jazz guitarist. I can't remember his name. He's a jazz guitarist. He travels around Japan, and he is kind of obsessed with vintage Japanese food vending machines. There's a long history of basically fresh-ish food that they put in these vending machines, and they kind of have rest areas and stuff. And since he travels so much, he likes to stop and try these things. And again, sorry I can't remember the guy's name, but he is a brilliant jazz guitarist. So he does his own scores for his videos on just a guitar, and he goes around and checks stuff out. So this is again a Nongshim udon, tempura udon. And again, I cannot remember the name of this dish. It's basically chopped up bits of stuff in a tempura batter. They fry the whole kind of pancake, and we'll throw it right on top of udon noodles, and so you get this crispy, saucy, brothy num num. And again, my brain is just not working right now, so we're forgetting basic things. But again, this dish is a instant version of that. So this is one of the udon bits. It's yeah, actually has a good flavor to it. It tastes like udon. The protein nugget inside, I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't really matter. It's representative. The broth on this actually looks very rich. The noodles are not full, what I'm used to, again, not really udon noodles, because udon is a very thick, very soft noodle. These are basically like bigger ramen, but again, this is all instant. This is all determined by how you actually make the thing work. So I'm gonna give these a try. Itadakimasu. Very good, very tasty. The noodles themselves have kind of a slickness about them, and I think they're trying to kind of mimic I don't want to say doughy, but I don't want to say gelatinous, but kind of the soft mouthfeel of udon. This has more of a chew like ramen, and actually, if it didn't have that slickness, I think I'd really like these. But that's part of the thing. You're trying to mimic the original noodles. Very savory. Some little pieces of komaboko, which is a fish cake. It's basically you make a fish slurry, put it all together, cook it. A lot of times they'll make these in like pinwheels. different fanciful shapes and colors and stuff. Kamaboko is one of those things that, yeah, it's fish leftovers, but you reprocess it and it's reusing that protein, so it's not just wasting it or whatever. So I'm fond of it. That was actually not bad. It's, a lot of times you get the instant kamaboko and it's very fishy. This, like, it tastes like something you'd feed a Siamese fighting fish. This is actually really good. Another bit. Oh yeah, here we go. There's another little doogie there. So nice little design. And again, these are very small compared to, you'll get them where they're actually this big around and kind of on a little wooden plank. You take them and slice them up and just put them in your dishes or whatever. But these are obviously, again, these are representative. They're not really the actual thing. There's a mild fishiness to it, but again, nothing. I'm actually impressed by how restrained the seafood flavor is to this. A lot of times with noodles, remember the lobster, the Poldo lobster that I tried, it was just like a punch in the face with this dried seafood smell. So stuff is significantly better. I'm going to try the broth on this. That is very good. Very savory. Not sure what the base is, if it's beef or pork, but it's very rich. It's very it's got a good umami. Not super heavy. So again, I'm not sure what. So this is one of the seemingly fish cakes here. This is just kind of a white, just nice, and then the little pinwheels here. Pinwheel. Of all the noodles that I have eaten, for suggestions, actually, suggesting you try these are great. If you even if you're not crazy into, different types of Japanese noodles, these are just good. There is not any heavy punch in the mouth fishiness to it. The noodles have a good consistency. The broth is delicious. So all around win. I'm going to try some Ichimi Togarashi. Again, the guy was telling me about the videos that I watch where he travels around, eats from these things. A lot of these machines, you'll see they're literally will have this, and sometimes it's literally tied onto the machine with a piece of string, so it can go in with the wind like this, but you always have this right next to the noodles. And it seems like, especially with udon, it seems very common to kind of dash that on top. So it's just that little bit of kick. And again, with this good of a broth, this savory of a broth, it really works. It really works nicely. These are Korean, but they nailed this bowl. This is really good. Yeah, I can definitely see getting these again. Been thinking a lot. I'm in my head too much lately. There's a lot of stuff going on that I have no control over, and it's frustrating, like everybody is. It's, almost less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, and that this time of year is always, it can be depressing for a lot of reasons. I know a lot of people who are going through a lot of stress and strain because of this time of year. When I was religious, it was easy to some degree, because it was just kind of like, hey, it's the birth of my God. Cool. I'm just gonna be happy no matter what. Like, birth of my God, that's what I got. I don't have that anymore, and so you got to figure out other things. You got to figure out, what keeps you going, the people around you, the world, the things that you do, your creativity, whatever. So, and not to get too heavy into this stuff, but it's like I've been just thinking a lot about what really makes me happy. And it's difficult because I'm not really an overly complex person. I think I sometimes have overly complex thoughts. You know, that's called anxiety. But myself, it's like I really just want kind of simple things, and the frustrating thing is when that won't happen for me. Um, that being said, like I have really been trying to give myself the ability to think about going back to Japan someday, going to visit again. And, you know, there are a lot of issues, like my back won't let me walk the way that I will need to get around Japan. Japan has brilliant infrastructure, amazing trains, the buses work, there are taxis everywhere that are polite and clean. The taxis themselves are polite, the human beings driving them are often fine too. But it's like there's still a huge amount of walking. And with my back the way it is, it's going to be very difficult for me just to get around. So it's not even a matter of saving money, it's a matter of how do I rebuild my body to the point that I can do this thing again. I can go to Japan again. And so, you know, yeah, it's frustrating. And I know so many people, you know, so many of my friends, we're all aging at the same rate. We're all having our issues and everything. And it's frustrating and it's difficult, but it's also just have to keep believing it's worthwhile, you know. And so don't let the holiday season drag you down if that is happening. You know, at some point just remember that it's about, this is the, you know, longest night of the year. I think the 21st is the solstice. Solstice? Yeah, equinox solstice, okay. But then it starts, you know, the days get longer again. And so this is even if it's just you having a drink and a meal and saying, hey, I made it another year. I'm warm, I'm safe. Hopefully all of you are warm and safe. Anybody who isn't, you know, talk to me, we'll figure something out. But it's like, if you've made it another year, and people in your family have made it another year, and I know a lot of people haven't, and it's one of the toughest times. It's one of the toughest things is that, you know, you lose people. And just, you know, kind of pat yourself on the back that, man, we did it again. And next year we're going to do it again, and next year we're going to do it again until we can't do it anymore. So I don't even know what point I'm making, but I'm expressing how I'm feeling right now, and those feelings are not linear, and they're not a clear narrative. So I just basically hope all of you are doing well. I'll do a couple more probably of these before Christmas, so it won't be like this is not the Christmas episode. You know, unfortunately, I don't know if I can find eggnog flavored ramen, although I could probably make them. But why would I? It's just crazy talk. I'm going to eat one more serving, mouthful of these, and then sign off with no words of wisdom because I don't know anything. But just basically, like I said, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're able to get some happiness. Just to remind yourself that it's okay to be happy, and we need to keep doing that. We need to keep doing what we're doing and keep moving on. So. If you find something like noodles like this, like I like noodles, I like these instant noodles, find something that you like and let yourself have it. Obviously not if you're, you know, if it's causing you health issues or whatever, but like, man, just let yourself do the thing. Now I got togarashi in the back of my throat. So I'm going to finish these. The sun's going down. You can see it kind of hitting, you know, the lower part of my face because it's hitting the eave and kind of blocking it. It's kind of a cool effect. I'm going to eat these, and then I'm going to go in because my hands are getting cold because I'm delicate. So I hope you're all doing well, and you know, sorry for pontificating too much. So bye.